All right, so the 2026 World Cup is officially in the history books. The trophy has been lifted, the street celebrations have long since wrapped up, but if you spend any time at all looking at the aftermath online, you'll immediately notice something pretty crazy. For a massive portion of the footballing world, the anger hasn't subsided one bit. Today, we're going to dive into this explainer and synthesize the sheer volume of internet outrage, the data, and the expert analysis following the tournament. We really want to understand exactly why so many fans are still out there screaming corruption.
To really wrap our heads around the sheer scale of this backlash, we have to look at the baseline paranoia that's just dominating the forums right now. Trust in football's governing body reached an absolute breaking point this summer. It's like fans are pointing to this long legacy of scandals, and they brought all of that pre-existing skepticism directly into every single match of the 2026 tournament.
And that really begs the question, right? With high-definition cameras catching every single blade of grass and VAR dissecting every pixel, are we just looking too closely? Like, is this just the inevitable friction of modern hyper-scrutiny, or is there actual fire behind all this smoke? Well, let's look at the evidence. Section 1. The credibility crisis. How political lobbying shifted the vibes. So the catalyst that really set off this massive reputational crisis, before the major on-pitch drama even fully unfolded, began with a red card. During the group stage, U.S. striker Folarin Balogun received a suspension. But then something unprecedented happened. The U.S. president made a direct, midweek phone call to FIFA's Gianni Infantino, and suddenly, by match day, that suspension was officially reprieved, and Balogun was miraculously cleared to play in a crucial knockout match.
As you can probably guess, the reaction online was absolutely explosive. Fans and analysts alike were literally calling this a stain on the competition's credibility. Now, FIFA adamantly claimed their judicial bodies remain completely independent, but honestly, the optics of this rapid reversal following top-tier political lobbying laid the perfect groundwork for systematic distrust. Fans basically felt that if the rules could be bent by a phone call off the pitch, they could for sure be bent by the referees on it. Section 2. The Argentina Anomaly. Favoritism or fairy tale.
Naturally, the allegations of rigging quickly zeroed in on one specific team. And man, fans brought the statistical receipts to back it up. When you look at the card-to-foul ratios, the contrast is kind of mind-blowing. England was receiving a card for every 7 fouls they committed. Other teams, like Morocco, Belgium, and Switzerland, were seeing similarly high punishment rates. But Argentina, they were sitting at 1 card per 22 fouls. For a huge chunk of the audience, this wasn't just a slight variance. This was mathematical proof of a completely different set of rules. And here's the crazy part. This paranoia wasn't just confined to Reddit sleuths analyzing data from their couches. Professionals actually on the pitch felt they were battling an inherently biased system. Swiss manager Murat Yakin flat out voiced exactly what the internet was thinking, saying they felt like they were playing against VAR itself. When the people actually competing at the highest level feel the officiating is compromised, that paranoia naturally skyrockets among the viewers at home.
Adding fuel to the fire were these highly specific, totally unpunished anomalies. Take, for example, a really severe, albeit accidental, shin catch by Lionel Messi on Jed Spence right before a winning goal. It went completely unreviewed by VAR. And when fans started making compilation videos highlighting these exact moments of alleged referee bias, those videos were aggressively struck down for copyright violations. To a highly suspicious fan base, this felt way less like standard copyright enforcement and a lot more like an active cover-up to protect a fairy tale ending for Messi.
Section 3. Flaws in the machine. When perfect tech fails.
But the accusations go well beyond just human referee and bias. They point directly at the technological core of the tournament itself, the Trianda match ball. Equipped with IMU sensors, FIFA introduced this as infallible micro-tracking tech, basically designed to eliminate human error once and for all. But shockingly, its microscopic perfection actually ended up alienating the fans entirely. Take that massive clash between England and Norway. An equalizer was allowed that eagle-eyed fans swear clearly hit a spider cam wire hovering above the pitch. Despite 4,000 cameras in this supposedly infallible Trianda ball, the system allegedly just missed it. Fans were furious, claiming the sensor flat out didn't trigger, which sparked a huge debate over a catastrophic system failure.
The footage of the ball's strange trajectory was analyzed frame by frame online, literally earning it the nickname Our Generation's Zapruder Tape. And as Norway's coach lamented, the terrifying thing about this infallible tech is that if the computer fails to read the anomaly, there is absolutely no human recourse. The referee's hands are totally tied by the machine.
This whole technology paradox really hit a heartbreaking peak for Croatia. Just seconds after legend Luka Modric scored a crucial late goal, the broadcast threw up this tiny heartbeat graphic from the ball's sensor, indicating a microscopic touch in the buildup. Because of that, the goal was completely overturned by VAR. The sheer despair on Modric's face went totally viral, leading him to claim the system just creates double standards that seemingly always favor established giants like Ronaldo over the smaller nations.
Section 4. The case against corruption. The reality check.
Now, to stay completely objective in this explainer, we really need to weigh these two perspectives. On one hand, you have this intense fan paranoia. We're talking inconsistent rules changing match by match, hidden spider cam wires, and a shadowy conspiracy to intentionally rig the tournament. But on the flip side, we have the expert reality. FIFA defends the Trianda ball, noting it provides unprecedented accuracy that human eyes just simply cannot match. When we contrast these, we start to really see the inevitable friction between microscopic technological perfection and macroscopic human frustration. We just aren't used to sports being governed at a microscopic level, and it fundamentally breaks our traditional understanding of how the game is played.
Actually, even some of the more rational voices deep in those very same forums pointed this out. As one user noted, sometimes the better team just wins. And sports analysts completely back this up. What fans perceive as a grand, calculated conspiracy is often just a well-documented phenomenon known as systemic bias. Larger, more aggressive teams in European football historically just get the benefit of the doubt in split-second officiating decisions. It's an unconscious psychological bias for sure, but it simply doesn't require a conscious, shadowy rigging effort orchestrated in some FIFA boardroom.
Which ultimately brings us to the single most important number in this entire debate: 0. That is the exact number of verified, undeniable links proving an active, intentional conspiracy to fix these matches. Despite the massive reputational crisis, the weird political optics, and the intense data scrutiny from literally millions of fans, no concrete proof of intentional rigging has been uncovered.
So, as the dust finally settles on the 2026 World Cup, we have to leave you with this final, unanswered thought to ponder. Did we witness genuine, systemic corruption designed to crown specific heroes, or are we simply witnessing the inevitable, messy friction of high-tech officiating colliding with a deeply passionate, highly skeptical human fan base? Honestly, the truth is likely somewhere in the messy middle. But keep this friction in mind the next time you sit down to watch a match and ask yourself, are you cheering against the opposing team or the technology itself?